Hello, welcome to my Steam Next Fest video where I'll be sharing my favorite Steam Next Fest games. There's obviously not going to be all the games and even like the popular Steam Next Fest games. I'm only doing ones I personally enjoyed. And I did not look at every single game, but I tried to look as much as possible. I think it's literally impossible to look at every single game because there was like 2,000 games. So yeah. Enjoy. Black Stigma is a ability shooting game where I believe the abilities matter more than the shooting. From the menu itself, you can tell in the future they're gonna make this game have microtransactions and probably be free. I guess I'm fine with that as long as like the game isn't pay to win. There is most likely gonna be locked characters, which sucks a lot. And with the gameplay, I played against bots and kind of sad about that. I know the game barely has any people online. Well, either that or the queue system's really bad. But I did not like playing against bots, especially when those names did not have bot in their name. It was just like a normal name. So yeah, this gameplay is me playing against bots. Desktop Survivors 98 is a super creative take of a survivor game, like a Vampire Survivor, and you can like use your desktop while playing the game, sort of. And the upgrades are all like references to old stuff, just like old games, old software, and cookie clicker, which isn't really old. I guess it's old, but not as old as Windows 98, I think. But I had plenty of fun with it. DoubleWe is a find your dupe game where you like find them and shoot them. There's like multiple ways to kill them. Sometimes it can be hard to kill them, like using a bat and like hitting them like 3 times until they're down. It's a very creative take on finding your double. It reminds me of Receiver 2. Not the gun mechanics it reminds me of, but all the other mechanics where like if you die, you D-rank. I'm not a big fan of that. It just seems like it's trying to lock you from progressing, and I'd rather just like progress more because there's more fun in the harder areas. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. GearGrit is a open world action game. I didn't get far into it, but I really liked it. It says it's inspired by early 2000s games, and I totally agree. It immediately makes me think of like old Spider-Man, old Amazing Hulk. So if you like just walking around the world doing random missions, like random challenges, random like stuff, and then also the main mission, I'd recommend it. The movement feels very fluid. I really like the dive ability where you dive and then jump right after. It feels very fluid. I like it. Guntouchables is a game very similar to Helldivers 1, but basically a roguelike instead. It's really the best way to explain it. There's like things you can pick up after each battle. The crates you get are like roguelike cards where you just get like upgrades for that run. Nitro Gen Omega. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how the turn-based system works still. I did have fun with the game itself. I'm still confused on how to attack enemies though. But what I like is how the whole friend system works in the game, where your group can have like rivals or close friends, and if they are, it can make your combat easier. I don't know, it just looks like a promising game. My brain's not big enough for this game. Or maybe I'm just like dumb and didn't read the tutorial correctly. I don't know. Shape of Dreams is similar to Risk of Rain, but top down and an ARPG. They call themselves MOBA, but I call it ARPG because like, yeah, MOBA I immediately think like League of Legends or Dota. But this game, it's more like fast-paced type of top-down combat. I don't know a good example, but I had fun with my friend. It is 4-player. Zombieville USA 3D is literally Zombieville USA, but 3D. Instead of being a 2D shoot left and right on the zombies, it's walk around and shoot zombies. It's basically the same game, and I'm actually really happy about that because I get to experience the game again. I don't have an Apple phone, so I'm really happy. Zombieville was released like 2009, and I only had an iPhone once in my life, and I'm kind of happy I don't have one anymore. But anyways, when I had an iPhone, I played Zombieville, and I love that game so much. And I'm just really happy it's going on Steam now. Advent Neon is a game pretty similar to Sonic, but its combat system makes the game so much fun. Kind of reminds me of Super Smash Bros, but like a lot faster and a lot more bouncier. I don't know, this game kind of just gives you that adrenaline rush, similar to what a Sonic game would do. Green Heights is a parkour game where you do parkour things. It's one of those perseverance games where if you fall, there's no checkpoint, so you just gotta keep climbing. I guess some call it rage games. I call them either perseverance or challenge games. This one reminds me of Roblox parkouring. That could sound like an insult, but I mean like the parkouring where it's actually challenging. I don't play Roblox anymore, so this can be a good replacement. I tried this demo months ago on Steam Next Fest. I tried it again and like I didn't see anything new, so I didn't finish at all. Don't complain to me because I'm trying a million demos here. Haste Broken Worlds is a roguelike go fast game. Yeah, you just go fast, use momentum as your advantage of going faster. I'd say if you liked Cluster Truck, made by Landfall, which is the creators of Haste, I'm certain you'll like this game too. But one negative I got is it's a roguelike, and going fast and roguelike don't really fit together because like you gotta stop and buy stuff sometimes in Haste. That just like it just slows down the game. I'm not a fan of that, but I really did enjoy the gameplay a lot. Sportvida CyberDash is a VR running game. If you can tell I'm out of breath, it's because I just finished playing that game, and surprisingly really good. I like it. There's like 0 VR games that are good lately, so I hope this game turns into being pretty good. I mean, it's good already, but I do hope the full game is as good as the demo or better. It feels like you're running a mile, but in a game. You don't actually move your feet. I'm sure you can if you want to, but you might run into a wall. If you like try to run in place, you might just like be too immersed that you start actually running, who knows. But it's meant to be like skating. And yep, this is the only VR game that's in my best of. White Knuckle is a climbing game that I honestly find unique, even though there is games similar to it, like Peaks of Yore. I would say that's similar to White Knuckle. Well, I never played the game myself, but there's a stamina system in White Knuckle similar to Peaks of Yore, but the inventory system is pretty hard to like select items and make sure you're hammering in things without dying, but you're also timed or else you're gonna die from like whatever is under you. I don't know, there's stuff. There's stuff. Badlands Crew is a game I'd say is pretty similar to XCOM and faster than light. XCOM for like when you're at the base, and then FTL for when you're traveling around. I find that really fun mix. I do have one negative though, and it's right after the tutorial you get like a really good car and a lot of stuff, and I don't like that. I'd rather like start from scratch and then get better and better, but it might just be because it's a demo and they want you to like see everything. Either way, I had fun. Also, the instruments are a ton of fun to look at, both from the bass and also if you have a drummer in your car. I'm not sure if there's any other instruments for the car, but it's still just a lot of fun looking at it while you're traveling around doing nothing. Brickadia is a super in-depth brick making game. There's like so much stuff you can do to like make stuff in this game. There is currently no server browser, but I'm certain when the game releases there will be, because it does seem like that type of game where you just like play games kind of like Roblox, and it really makes me excited for this game because there's so much possibilities you can do making this game. There's even like logic gates, which makes me think that it's possible to even create like Doom or something in this game. Someone made Doom in Minecraft somehow. Also, the physics are a lot of fun to see. I really like the physics. Can't really tell you how it is currently, but seeing all the potential things you can do with this game makes me excited. Deepspace Emporium, I could say, is definitely inspired by Space Station 13 or 14. You're a trader, trading things, basically, but there's a lot of things that can complicate everything. So, like, think Papers, Please, but you're able to, like, make stuff. There's, like, lots of mechanics involved, I think. I didn't really get far into it, but I can tell there's a lot of things you can do. Skin Deep is a MSim stealth game. I always hate the word stealth game. Whenever I see a game, I'm like immediately assuming it's just like if you get seen you lose and it's boring. But this game, it's kind of like Hitman, where you just kind of choose your options of how to kill someone, or just like try to do the passive route, or just anything like that. It's a ton of fun. I mean, I always love in Sims, no matter the genre, just because you're not really the main character, because everything that's played is also anything you do and the enemy does happens to everyone. So that's why I love them so much. So yeah, that was more of a rant, but I really like the game. There's lots of things you can do just from the introduction itself. And I Nima is a psychological horror where you are Nima who lost her memories. And the way you unlock these memories is by mixing and matching words together to make new words, which are new memories. So like, for example, if you combine mom and Nima together, it equals a love, fear, and family, which I find that storytelling because it's like showing that Nima loves her mom but is scared by her, and she still thinks she's family. And I absolutely love that idea because like the mixing and matching part is like the whole entire storytelling there. There's also just like words you read, but I find most of the storytelling just like getting memories, and I like that. It's a lot of fun, but it's a psychological horror, so it's kind of dark. Just a warning. Arctic Awakening is a narrative adventure survival game. I'm not too sure on the survival part, but they're making it treat like it's a survival game. I have enjoyed it. The pacing is smooth. It's pretty, I guess. And I'm a little worried if traveling will get boring if I kept playing the game. We'll see if the pacing stays pretty good in the full game, because I played the full demo. And yeah, one thing is, I have a feeling the robot's gonna turn against you, but we'll have to see. Bad Cheese is a take on Steamboat Willie, and it's a psychological horror where you kind of do tasks for your family when you're like the kid or something. There's not much in the demo, but it was enjoyable. It reminded me of Meat Canyon videos, so if you're a fan of that stuff, give it a try. Despelote, I don't know how to say it right, is a story-rich game. It's like all about the life of Ecuador when it came to soccer in 2001. A lot of fun, I think. Like kicking the ball around was goofy, but I liked it. And it did feel pretty wholesome. The visual of the game, it looks like it's 3D rendered from like real life and then being inputted into the game for like all the grainy looking environment, but I think it fits well. Then drawings of people. I think the characters were rotoscoped, so I think everything was real, just like gamified. I don't know. They're just interesting, I guess. Also, one of the developers is named Julian, and the main character is Julian, so maybe it's based on Julian's story. Wanderstop is a farming simulator of a story of a person that just wants to fight. I'm really not a fan of casual games really, but if it's like fast-paced casual, I do like it, and it seems like this game does have fast-paced farming, and I'm enjoying the story so far. It's both somewhat wholesome and psychological horror. I don't know, it's one of the two, but yeah, it's made by Stanley Parable, and it is not a comedy. There is some funny moments. It's not like Stanley Parable where like the whole thing is just like a joke. It's got a more serious tone to it. Deliver at All Costs is a game similar to GTA, I guess. It's a top-down. You do objectives and you like run things over. My biggest enjoyment was just running over objects and like buildings. Even though super unrealistic, I still like it. Because like, especially running over fences, there's a ton of objects that go flying out when you run over that, and it surprisingly doesn't lag. Also, just like destructibles are fun. I don't know, this is like, attention to detail is great with destruction, and didn't really pay much attention to the objective or story, so I got no idea on that part. Descenders next is Descenders, but you're on a snowboard or a mountain board. Would I say it's different from the first game? Yes, a tiny bit, but like going around the map is different. You're like trying to bank in your stunts in Descenders next, rather than like trying to go through the whole entire area to like do the boss run or whatever. And another difference is the mechanics of the board is different from a bike. I'd say it's still very similar. There's grinding in this game compared to the first game not having grinding. I don't know how I really feel about it right now, but it was fun when I played it, and it is a different experience from the first game. Electro Boxing League is a rhythm robot manager game. Kind of a crazy idea. It felt like those old games. I remember this old game, I think on Xbox 360. It was like a robot boxing game, but it wasn't rhythm. Kind of gives me memories of those games. I could say the rhythm tapping is not as fun as other rhythm games I've played. Like, the music isn't that entertaining to listen to for me. Old-fashioned music. They call it Atom Punk and Electro Swing. I guess that's just not my type of music. Combat was a lot of fun. If you look at the bottom left and bottom right, that's the gameplay. The bottom right is the opponent, while the bottom left is you. You just tap things on time to like manage your robot so you don't die. Fumes is a arcade racing shooting car game. You got guns on your car and you try to evade shots while shooting people pretty much. I found it a ton of fun. It reminds me a lot of the older games. Even the description of the game says they want to be like the older games with car destruction games. It was both nostalgic and lots of fun. Also, there's big vehicles you shoot, but that is not the main focus at all. So if you're only going to shoot like the big vehicles, I'd say it might be annoying quickly, because it'll just feel like a grind if you're only focusing on that. But if you like doing missions that can be pretty intense while enjoying big vehicles, yeah, this can definitely be enjoyable. A Nice Day for Fishing is a single player game, even though it's got like MMORPG-esque missions and stuff, but I find it comedic, a funny take on MMORPG stuff, and you are an NPC who becomes a role player, which is pretty funny. But yeah, what I'm assuming is it's just fishing, but the fishing is almost turn-based. It's like you spam E to damage the fish, then you stop and have the fish damage you. Spam E to damage the fish. It's easy gameplay. Looks like there's parrying as well, but I didn't get to that part. It's probably more stuff than that, but who knows. Squeakross is a Picross game. If you don't know a Picross, it is half like Minesweeper, half like Sudoku. It's kind of a mix of both. Kind of what I really like about this compared to other Picrosses is how the numbers change color based on if it's like solvable or not solvable. So like if it's blue, it's solvable, or you can like place more things there without guessing. If it's black, it means you can't really tell what goes where. And if it's white, you solved it, if that makes sense. The main reason why I like this game. Also, it's Picross. I like Picross. The Chef's Shift is a typing game, but you are managing the kitchen. So it's almost like Diner Dash, but you type. The story, though obvious, I still enjoyed it. It's like it was a goofy story, I have to admit, like in a good way. And I did normal difficulty, but I think I should have done a difficulty higher. I'm not sure what difficulties do, but it wasn't too hard for me. I had one moment where I'm like, this is too much orders, but I like it when I feel that. Like, it's good to feel like there's too much when it comes to those games. Two negatives I got though is near the ending and start of your shift, it's way too easy compared to the middle part. I feel like it should always stay consistent in its difficulty instead of like slow down. I like it when I'm like constantly typing. I like that instead of like having to wait. The other negative is there was too much game in the demo. I like it when there's game in the game when it's a demo, but when there's too much of the game, I'm certain it can make some people be like, oh, I played enough, time to not buy the game, you know? I don't want that with a developer. I want the developer to actually have their game being bought, you know? So those are the games. This time around, I wasn't too excited to play, but I still played a lot of good games. It's just I was in the process of making a lot of different videos, a lot of different gaming videos. That was hard to fully focus on Steam Next Fest. So I'm sorry if I sounded more off this time around. I'm not sure. I just hope I had a good pick of games on the list. Also, thanks for the views on Crystal Edge and Picayune Dreams. With Picayune Dreams, I don't know. I barely played the update and it got a lot of views and I don't know why. I don't get it. Don't watch that one. It's not that entertaining, I think. At least for me. And with Crystal Edge, I shared it in the Crystal Edge server. So that's probably why I got so much views. I'm not really sure. Maybe Space Station 14 people are just super dedicated. Well, it was the first Crystal Edge video that was in English. So maybe that's why I got so much views. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, enjoy the video. If you dislike the video, don't enjoy the video.